had fallen to Northeast in their last 2 games. It should be an exciting matchup, to say the least, as the Panthers are trying to prevent a 3-game losing streak. Their last 2 games were a loss to Northeast and, of course, a loss to PV, to Peckham Valley as well. So looking to snap the losing streaks, trying to win in front of the home crowd for the first time since week 1 of their season. It should be a great matchup, to say the least. We'll be right back with kickoff at 7 p.m. Welcome back into Sports Fanbase Network. It's the Cheltenham Panthers hosting the Springside Chestnut Hill Blue Devils. The Blue Devils won the coin toss during our break. They elected to defer, so Chestnut will start off on the offensive side of the ball. As the Blue Devils get set to kick off, it will be Zaire Williams, the wide receiver for Cheltenham, returning the kickoff.
Number 17, Charlton McDevitt will kick off for Springside Chestnut Hill.
As Charles McDevitt gets set to kick off.
Zaire Williams is deep for the Panthers.
And a short kick here, and it's recovered near the 47-yard line. And some good anticipation there. That time, Fahim Barnes falling on the kick. So Cheltenham will start off with great field positioning, starting out around the 48-yard line near midfield.
That's the 48-yard line.
And starting quarterback for tonight for the Panthers will be TJ Taylor. The senior quarterback, 5'11" and 180 pounds. A lot of offensive potential from him. Great athlete as well. Takes a snap, he hands it off right up the middle. Picks up around 3 yards on the carry. And that time it was Jamal Banks. Call it a gain of 3. Put it down at the 50-yard line. And some miscommunication in the backfield. Fortunately, the Panthers able to fall on top of it. And it will result in no loss on the play, as it was a drop pass. So ball still at the 50-yard line. And now it's 3rd and 7. Empty backfield now. Taylor scrambling in the pocket, trying to get outside, looking for receiver, and it is tipped and it bounces out of bounds. So Cheltenham will be forced to punt. And a good job by the Blue Devils to respond after the kick that resulted in them starting out at around the 47-yard line, able to prevent them from moving the chains at all, so they'll get the chance to start on offense here tonight.
Josh Brady's on the punt for the Panthers. Number 4, Tyler Roberts, is deep for Springside Chestnut Hill.
Josh Grady, the punter and the kicker for Cheltenham here tonight, so he's pulling double duty. Able to get this one away. And a great job by the Cheltenham special teams to prevent Roberts from advancing. As the Blue Devils will set up shop around, looks to be around the 25-yard line, close to it. And coming into this matchup, both these teams suffering losses, ironically against similar opponents. Both lost to Northeast already this season. That was the most recent game for the Blue Devils. However, the Panthers are riding a 2-game losing streak, losing to Peckham Valley in their 3rd game of the season, of 35-25 loss. As the Devils are now in the game and a flag is thrown. Awaiting the call from the official. And a false start will be called against the Blue Devils. Puts the back 5 yards to make it 1st and 15. And they'll start from around the 15-yard line. Not the way you would want to start the game, but we'll see what they can do. Takes a snap, hands it up the middle, goes to the outside, but is unable to get anything on that one. Bringing him down was the senior Keon Wright. 4 sacks on the year already for Keon Wright, and blowing that play up. No gain on the play. Second and 15 from the Devils' 12. Motion on the outside. He hands it up right up the middle. Picks up around 3 yards on the carry. And that time making the stop Again, it was right. Great job by him to slow the play down.
Third down and 8.
As Tommy Markey now in the gun. It will be 3rd and about 12. Excuse me, 3rd and 8. Takes a snap. All day to throw. Hands it off and it is incomplete and a late hit, but no flag on the play.
Markey's pass is incomplete. 4th down and 8.
That time it was Jamal Banks blowing up the play, and the Devils will be forced to punt. So quick 3 and outs for both offenses early on in the night. Both are more known for their defense. Cheltenham in particular with a lot of star power on that, and the punt able to get it away, but not going to get it very far. Call it maybe a 20-yard punt, and Cheltenham will set up shop around the 34-yard line, around the 35-yard line, excuse me. So the special teams, already an issue so far here for the Blue Devils today. Obviously they had the short kick to start off the game, and now the miscue on the punt. Cheltenham has yet to score though, so fortunately the defense has made up for some of the issues. As Taylor re-enters the game, hands it off. This time it's McLeod trying to bowl his way forward, and he will. Call it a run of around 8 yards on the carry. Trey McLeod, leading rusher for the squad, 103 yards rushing per game so far this season, has been really the focal point of the offense. TJ Taylor making his second start of the season rather. His first start came back in a 35-25 loss last season. Handoff outside, skirts his way forward and able to pick up the first down.
TJ Taylor's pass complete to Zaire Williams.
That time was Zaire Williamson on a quick pitch from Taylor. And Cheltenham moving the sticks for the first time here tonight. And they're getting closer to the red zone now. Taylor hands it off. McLeod bullies his way forward, able to pick up the first down, just short of it. Call it a gain of around 9 yards. And McLeod making his presence felt. He didn't take the first couple of handoffs in the game, but ever since he's gotten it, they have been unstoppable so far. Just outside the red zone now. Call it a 2nd and 3rd from the 13-yard line. Quick pitch outside. It is nearly intercepted. They're going to call it an incomplete pass. Great job by Mike McMullen, the linebacker, coming in off the blitz, able to tip the pass, just couldn't get his hands underneath it in time. And it will be 3rd and short. Great effort by McMullen. That would have been a huge momentum change had he been able to get it off. As the offense comes back onto the field after a quick talk with the coaching staff. It's Banks in the backfield this time with Taylor. Taylor takes a snap, gives it off to Banks. Banks is going to bowl his way forward, and he's going to pick up the first down. And Cheltenham now in the red zone for the first time tonight, taking advantage of the special teams miscue. Only having to go about 39 yards to get a touchdown, and they are within striking distance now. Call it a 1st and goal from the 8-yard line. Hands it off to Banks. Banks bullies his way forward, and he is in for the touchdown. Jamal Banks started off the game a little rocky, only had 1 carry for 3 yards, but he made it up for it there. First touchdown of the night will go to Cheltenham. And just over 4 minutes into the game, the Panthers have the lead.
A.J. Gordon will hold.
As Grady gets set to try the extra point. Kick is up, and it is good.
Brady's extra point attempt is good.
7-0 here to start off the game. Cheltenham taking advantage of the special teams miscues to make it a 7-0 ball game. We'll take a quick break here, but when we come back, we'll have more action here. Cheltenham versus the Blue Devils. Welcome back in as Josh Grady gets set to kick off. As the Blue Devils will make their way up forward. And a great leap there forward by Tommy Andrews, the wide receiver from Springside Chestnut Hill. And the Devils looking to get back into this one. Went 3 and out on their first drive. And Cheltenham responded with a 36-yard touchdown drive that was capped off by a Jamal Banks 8-yard touchdown run. See if the Blue Devils can respond in their own way, but they are going up against a very potent Cheltenham defense. As Markey takes the handoff, he'll give it to Sumter. Sumter gets to the outside, and it looks like he's not going to get any gain, but a late hit and a flag is thrown. And that one did look like a bit of a late hit as the officials talk it over. Sumter was pushed as he was already out of bounds, so I believe that's what the flag is going to be as the crew is talking it over. Waiting to hear what they will say. Unsportsmanlike conduct, late hit. Instead, they're going to give it, it's going to be against the Blue Devils. An interesting turn here. It looked like they were going to give a late hit penalty out to the defense, but instead, they're going to have to go backwards now. It's now going to be 1st and 20 from close to the 27-yard line. Giving you some starters here for Cheltenham on defense. Keon Wright is the star of the show for the front seven. Rasheed Bradshear alongside him, Naheem Williams, and Charlene Strange in the front four. As Markey gets set to snap off some miscommunication by the defense, quickly rearrange themselves. Flags are thrown. Both sides making their case. One saying neutral zone infraction, one saying offsides. And it will be a false start, so penalties pushing them back even further.
Ball back to the 23-yard line.
All the way back to the 23-yard line now. And it will now be 2nd and 25. That is quite a distance to go just for a first down. Penalties costing the Blue Devils early and often in this one. Takes a snap. He's going to throw it over the middle and is incomplete.
Markey's pass is incomplete.
Just short. His target was Aaron Clark. Pass was a little low for him, so it will be 3rd and 25. He takes the snap, Markey in the gun. He's brushed, able to get it away. And Sumter now on the outside trying to make up some ground. And he's still going, but he is finally corralled. Great effort turning nothing into a little bit of something, but it's nowhere near for a first down. So the Blue Devils will be forced to punt. Great job by Markey, though, to avoid the blitz from Keon Wright. He has been a pest in the backfield so far today. Tackle for loss already for him in the game. And nearly got a sack, but a great job by Markey to get it away. As Tommy Andrews will now punt it away for the Blue Devils. Hopefully, this one will go a little bit better than the last time. He only had around 20 yards on his last punt, which led to the score by the Panthers. Able to get the punt, still trying to get it away, and it's a long punt this time. It bounces, and it will fall around the 28-yard line. So a much more successful punt this time around for the Blue Devils. So the Panthers will set up shop at their own 28-yard line. 7-0 here as the Panthers look to make it an even more lopsided game when we come back after this. Welcome back here. It's the Cheltenham Panthers up 7-0 as this carry is along the outside this time, and a flag is thrown. Looks to me like it's going to be a face mask call. And that time Zahim Salud was the ball carrier. As the official is looking to make the call, still discussing over. And it is a face mask call against the Blue Devils. That's their fourth penalty of the game. And a 15-yard penalty enforced, so that will move the Panthers all the way up to the 47-yard line. So already in midfield once again, the offense has a major chance now to take a two-score game. Hands it off up the middle. And Salud is buried in the backfield. Nowhere really to go. And the number 2, Zahim Salud. He's nicknamed Mooney by his teammates. And he was not in the starting lineup for tonight. However, he is getting some reps here today. He did have a nice carry there before the face mask brought him down. They will award 1 yard on the carry as opposed to a loss on the play. So it'll be a 2nd and 9 from the 48. This time it's Zahir Williams in the backfield with TJ Taylor, who's had a solid night so far. Pitches it to the outside and is dropped. Malchi White's unable to hold on to the ball there. It's his first year on the varsity, even as a senior. Has 3 receptions for 37 yards this season so far. And it looked like it was a bit of a miscue, as that one was just out of his reach. So even if Taylor was able to put it on target, it didn't look like he was ready to receive a pass at that point. Third and 9. Taylor takes a snap, spins, avoids, and he is brought down. The first sack of the game. And it looked like that was a dual sack by Elio Cavita and Mike McMullen. Good response by the defense after giving up the touchdown. And Cheltenham will be forced to punt.
Also 7 yards on the play. 4th down and 6. Josh Brady is on the punt for the Panthers. Roberts is the deep man.
As Grady gets ready to punt it away. It'll be number 4, Tyler Roberts, ready to receive the punt. Able to get it off. And the ball will bounce just around to the 20-yard line. Blue Devils will now have a chance to respond and maybe tie this game up. And there is a flag on the play. The officials are talking it over. Still discussing on what the flag was. It might, I'm not sure what it was, might have been a holding call. Not sure who. They are still ruling it out. In the meantime, though, we can give you some starters once we get the ruling. And it is a hold, it looks like, against the receiving team. One official is claiming that. He's talking it over with the Cheltenham head coach. Still waiting for an official ruling, though. In the meantime, we give you the rest of the starters. We gave you the front seven, or for the front four, rather, for Cheltenham. We'll now give you the rest of them. Jordan Lilly and Jamar Hooks Waller are the two linebackers in tonight. Julian Jules Arthur is starting on both sides of the ball tonight. Corey White is alongside him in the secondary, along with Mikkel Smallwood, David Macon, and Justice Sanders. Still waiting for a ruling from the officials, still talking it over. Unsure of what the holdup is. Take a quick moment to step aside, but when we come back, we'll have a ruling on what this flag was called for and who it is on. Don't go anywhere, folks. SFBN will be right back. And welcome back into our broadcast between the Cheltenham Panthers and the Springside Chestnut Hill Blue Devils. And that flag that we were waiting so long for a ruling on has finally been announced. It was against the Blue Devils, and it will back them up all the way to their own 10-yard line. It looked like it was an unsportsmanlike call as the ref spent around 2 or 3 minutes just deciding on what the play was or who was on, really. He finally gave a ruling. As Markey fakes the handoff, he'll take it himself. He's going to run up the middle, and he's got some daylight to run, and he's going to be brought down around the 30-yard line. Call it a 20-yard carry. A great job by Markey to avoid the blitz and get past multiple defenders. 20 yards on the ground. That's the biggest play of the day by both teams.
21-yard pickup to the 32-yard line. First down and 10 for Springside Chestnut Hill.
That'll bring the Devils up to the 32-yard line. Gives it off, and it is blown up. We'll call it no gain on the play. And that time did look like it was Danny Reagan in there carrying the ball up the middle.
Up to the 34-yard line.
And it'll be second and around 8 from the 34-yard line. As Markey, he takes the snap. A little bit of a miscue there. And it is blown up in the backfield. Keon Wright leading the charge, and Sumter had nowhere to go.
Sumter the ball carrier. Keon Wright makes the stop.
And they had nowhere to go on that one, so it will be 3rd and 10.
Loss of 2. 3rd down and 10.
And Cheltenham trying to prevent an even game here. They've started off so well on defense, trying to keep it that way. Flags fly here, and it looks like it will be against the defense, as there was some clapping from the offensive line. And it will be against the Panthers. It was a neutral zone infraction, so a 5-yard penalty on the play. It'll be 3rd and 5 now from the 37.
3rd down and 5.
Blue Devils still trying to get past midfield for the first time today. They have a chance to here. As QB and coach are talking things over, trying to get the play drawn up here. He takes the snap. He's going to go deep down the left sideline, and it is incomplete. Julian McFadden was his intended receiver, just couldn't get it to him. A little bit out of his reach, so the punt team will come on. And there is a player down for the Panthers around the 25-yard line. It is Mikkel Smallwood. As there's a timeout on the field for injury, we'll take a step aside, let the coaching staff look things over. And we are back here. It is 4th and 5 as the Blue Devils will be forced to punt away. We had an injury timeout. It was Mikkel Smallwood. He was hugging his ankle after breaking up a pass. That would have been a huge play for the Blue Devils. He was able to get up and walk away from it just fine, but still had to take the injury timeout. Low snap here. And he's able to get it away. A nice punt here. Gets it to around the 34-yard line. Excuse me, the 32-yard line. Unable to get anything out of that. That time the return man was Zaheem Salud. He was blown up in the backfield by Sumter. So no gain on the return there, as Cheltenham will have a chance to extend their lead. So far their drives have either been a 3-and-out or a touchdown to start the game, or in the case of their last drive actually, where they were aided by penalties but unable to move the chains without it. As Taylor and his offense head back out onto the field. Two men in the backfield, three set to the right. It's a handoff and it's blown up. No gain on the carry. That time, ball carrier was McLeod. He was smothered in the backfield. Nowhere to go on that one. And it will be a loss of around 3 yards on the carry.
3 yards on the play, back to the 29.
As they will move back to the 20-yard line.
2nd down and 13.
And it will be second down and 13. TJ Taylor trying to move the offense. They haven't had much success in the passing game so far, mostly just with pitches and outside screens. It's really been the rushing attack for Cheltenham that has led them to have the lead that they have now. He'll hand it off, tries to get to the outside, and he can't get him. McLeod blown up in the backfield once again. Nowhere to go. Multiple defenders reaching him. And another big loss on the play. And after giving up that touchdown, the Blue Devils defense has been stout. And there's a player slow to get up. As McLeod hobbled a little bit, but is able to get off the field. And Jamal Banks will come in for him. Another substitution, and Julian Arthur will come in as well. And it will be a third down and 18. Very difficult to work with this. And an empty backfield now. And 5 wideouts for the right, 1 to the left. Taylor gets it off and unable to get it. He has to throw it out of bounds, incomplete. And the Panthers will be forced to punt. And the Blue Devils defense stepping up after giving up the touchdown. With a quick 3 and out, and then 2 tackles for loss to make it a 4th and 18 punt for Josh Grady. And with just under a minute to go here in the first quarter, as Grady punts it away. Barely gets it off, but able to get it all the way down to around the 40. Call it landing around the 36-yard line. So able to keep it on the other side of the field. So the Blue Devils looking to score their first touchdown with just seconds left here in the first quarter. We'll step aside as the offense and defense take the field, but when we come back, we'll have more football here for you here on the Sports Fanbase Network. And welcome back here. The Blue Devils will be starting from their own 37-yard line. As they hand it off, Sumter scoots to the outside, tries to get past it, able to get some yards, and he's still going. They're not calling. They will call him out of bounds. Defenders were stop tackling him, and he looked like he was about to go all the way, but the refs will rule that he did step out of bounds. It is good enough, though, for a first down. And a 10-yard run there by Jaden Sumter. A little bit inactive in the game so far for him, been a quiet night, but he's able to move the chains, get them close to midfield. It's still looking, and there will be more flags thrown, and it will be a neutral zone infraction. And it looks like it will be against number 60 for the Panthers. Indeed it was. That was Isaiah Brooks that jumped off sides. 5-yard penalty on the play, so it will move them across midfield for the first time today. Blue Devils starting to finally get some things moving. They had the big 20-yard run from Markey on their last drive, but after that, it was a quick 3 and out. 1 man in the backfield, 3 men set to the left. Markey takes it, has to fling it away, and he is blown up quickly. Had to fling it out to Sumter, but a great tackle there by Jamal Banks. Banks, normally one of the starting running backs, but getting some action here on defense tonight.
No gain on the play. Second down and 5.
It will be second down and 5. There was no gain on the play. Looks like there was a timeout called. Or excuse me, no, that was the end of the first quarter, rather. Lost track of the clock there. So after 1, it is 7-0. Cheltenham in control right now, but the Blue Devils are on the march when we come back. Second quarter action here on the Sports Fanbase Network. And welcome back to the matchup between the Cheltenham Panthers and the Springside Chestnut Hill Blue Devils. Blue Devils on the march across midfield for the first time here today. Hands up over the middle. And Sumter blown up in the backfield finally goes down. Multiple defenders having to tackle him. But he's finally brought down. It will be a loss of 6 on the play. It was 3rd and 5. It was 2nd and 5. Now it will be 3rd and long. On a 3rd and 11 from their own 48-yard line. Excuse me, the 47-yard line. As Markey now with the empty backfield. The Panther nearly jumped off sides there. Some frustration in the secondary. No flag was thrown. Still awaiting the snap now. Markey takes a snap, looks for the open man, and he completes it. And is able to get away. This time, it was Tyler Roberts picking up the first down and then some, moving the chains. So averting a near disaster after a huge loss on the play. Tyler Roberts with the big play to move them up to the 40-yard line. The Blue Devils are looking to go fast here. And that was around a 15-yard pass by Tommy Markey. Markey talking things over with his coach now. Empty backfield set, 5 wideouts. Gonna throw it, and it is complete over the middle. A great catch through the contact. And that time it was Tommy Andrews. Give him 12 on the play, and that's good for another Blue Devils first down. And just when it looked like Cheltenham was in control, the Blue Devils are on the march.
First down 10 for Springside Chestnut Hill at the 29-yard line.
And some motion here. And it's going to be a QB rush up the middle. Markey keeping it.
Markey is the ball carrier.
Give him around 5 to 6 yards on the carry. It'll be at around a 2nd and 5 from the 25-yard line.
Markey at the 24, pick up with 5 yards for Markey. 2nd down and 5.
And a Panther slow to get up here. It's Amon Govins now. He's down the field, takes his helmet off, still sitting down. As the coaching staff looks over him, we'll step aside real quick and let him get his breath here on the Sports Fanbase Network. And welcome back to the Sports Fanbase Network as the Springside Chestnut Hill Blue Devils are on the move. 2nd and 5 from their opposing 25-yard line. We took a quick injury break for Ahmad Govins. He appeared to be okay, quick to get up, but still had to take a step aside. It's fake handoff here as Markey's going to keep it himself. And it looks like he will be just short of the first down. Around a 3rd and 1 from the 21 now. The Blue Devils are doing a hurry-up offense here. It looks like a QB sneak is coming. And it looks like he got enough just for the first down. And it will be a first down. So the QB sneak by Tommy Markey will put them closer to the red zone now, around the 20-yard line. Markey now, 1 man in the backfield, 2 wideouts to his left, 2 to his right. Takes a snap, hands it off, and up the middle, Sumter goes. And he's still pushing his way through defenders, still fighting. And he's finally stopped. Give him around 5 yards on the carry. It looked like to me they might give him more. And indeed, it is a 5-yard pickup for Sumter, who had the 10-yard rush to start off this drive. And the Blue Devils, great way to respond. Their offense had been stagnant all night long, and here they are just outside the red zone. Sumter pitches it, and he loses the football, and a flag is thrown. Cheltenham picks it up, but there are flags on the play.
There is a flag on play.
The ball was recovered by number 7, Jordan Lilly, the linebacker. But there are some flags on the field. It might have been a neutral zone infraction. I'm still waiting for a confirmation. And it is against the defense, so that play is negated. No, instead there were 2 penalties on the play. They offset each other. And it will be a turnover. Jordan Lilly recovering the fumble. Great job by Jordan Lilly to anticipate the play and not giving up even after the whistle was blown. He was ready to take it to the house. So some great anticipation there. Just when it seemed like the Blue Devils were in business, the Panthers will take back over. Jordan Taylor pitches to the outside. And he'll throw it out to Jules Arthur on the outside. And it is enough to move the chains.
14-yard pickup for a Cheltenham first down.
Be about a 9-yard pickup on the pitch.
9-yard pickup. It'll be second down and 1.
Takes the handoff up the middle. Still fighting for it. Looks like he got enough for the first down. The refs are talking it over. That time it was Banks on the carry. And they will give him the first down. So the 1-yard carry by Banks. Great job fighting his way through defenders to pick up the first and make it a 1st and 10 from around the 40-yard line. And he is going to go deep, TJ Taylor, and it is overthrown and incomplete. Julian Arthur couldn't get enough separation on the play. Taylor was looking to take his shot. And the Panthers were trying to catch the Blue Devils off guard on that one, but he responded well. And Taylor, a little bit too much mustard on that pass. It went just over the head of Arthur, and that would have been a big-time play to set them up close to the red zone. Instead, it's 2nd and 10 from the 40. Taylor hands it off up the middle. Banks goes, and he picks up over 5. Give him 6 on the carry.
Up 6 yards, 3rd down and 4.
Banks, who had the impressive defensive stop early in the game, now making his presence felt on the offensive side. Taylor in the gun, fakes the throw. Banks looking for a lane, he can't find it. He scrambles to the outside, pushes his way forward. And they'll give him around. Give him 2 on the carry, but it's not enough for the first down.
4th down and 3. Cheltenham calls timeout.
Cheltenham will call the timeout on this one. As the offense is talking things over, you have to start wondering now if they're going to go for it on 4th down. They're around midfield, but they are still on their own side of the field. So it would be a dangerous proposition, especially when they are only up 1 score. It is still early in the ball game, so we could see some trick plays here. And the offense is indeed taking the field. So it looks like they will go for it on 4th down from their own 47-yard line. They'll need around 3 yards to pick up the first down. And if they're unable to, the Blue Devils will have prime field position to make up for the fumble that they suffered on their last offensive drive. Taylor, 2 men in the backfield now. Gives it off to Banks. Banks up the middle, and he's still going. He'll pick up the first down and a lot more. Up close to the Blue Devils 40. Great job by Banks there. Give him 10 yards on the carry, and that's good for a Panthers first down.
Banks carry for 11 yards and a Panther first down at the Springside Chestnut Hill 42-yard line.
Correction, give him 11 yards on the carry. And there is a flag thrown on the play, and it looks like there will be 12 men on the field.
Substitution penalty against the Panthers.
Instead, it's a substitution penalty. It looks like they were trying to get a player in and out. Instead, they got caught with too many men, so that will back them up close to the 48-yard line for Springside Chestnut Hill. So it'll be a 5-yard penalty on the play. It'll be 1st and 15 from the 47. As Taylor now, he's going to take it. He's going to take his shot over the middle, and it was in the hands of Zaire Williams. Couldn't hang on through it. Great job by Mike McMullen to break up that pass, and it'll be 2nd and 15 now.
2nd down and 15.
And so far, they've tried to take their shots down the field, just haven't been as successful as you would have liked. They tried the deep strike. Earlier in the game to Arthur. They just couldn't connect, and this time it's Zaire Williams who's unable to bring in the ball. And it's 2nd and 15 now. Fakes the handoff. Taylor trying to get out of the sack. He's going to keep it himself, trying to rush with it, and he's going to lose some yards in the play. And it looks like he was able to hang on to the ball, give him around 3 yards on the carry, or 2 yards rather.
Pick up for the yard. 3rd down and 14.
And it'll be 3rd and 13 now. And it's been a similar story on offense for both teams. Both have had big plays to set them up in scoring position or get them close to it, almost always to be negated by penalties or stellar plays by the defense. Time winding down here, just over 4 minutes to play here in the 2nd quarter. Taylor, empty backfield now, has to get away, and down he goes! And the crowd wants a flag, and I'm not sure they're going to get it. Credit the sack to defensive tackle Darion Roscoe. Brought him down near single-handedly on that one, bullying the offensive line to get to Taylor. A loss of around 10 on the play, and the Panthers will be forced to punt.
Brady is on the punt.
Brady able to get the punt away. And it will bounce out of bounds just around the 15-yard line. Great job by the Blue Devils defense to respond after some great plays from Cheltenham to get them in score, to try and get them over midfield. But the Blue Devils responded, and the Panthers are forced to punt away. We'll take a quick break here. It is 7-0. Panthers still up, but the Blue Devils looking to tie the game here late in the 2nd quarter here on SFBN. Welcome back into SFBN here as Blue Devils looking to still tie things up, and they will get a quick slant pass to the outside.
Marky's pass complete on the far sideline.
And it was
Roberts.
Tyler Roberts on the 1-yard catch there to make it 2nd and 9 from the 17.
4-yard pickup on the play to the 20-yard line.
Excuse me, 4-yard carry, able to get some extra yardage on the play. Second and 6 now. Gives it up the middle he goes. Sumter on the carry. Able to force his way forward for about a 3-yard gain. Excuse me, it is enough now for a first down. They will call it a 6-yard carry. It looked to me like his knee was down a little earlier than that. Instead, able to get some extra yardage. Markey now throws over the middle. Able to get it to Roberts, but that is going to be about as far as he goes. As the play was blown up by Mikael Smallwood. Quick in on the tackle there. Excuse me, that was David Macon. He was the one that made the tackle, excuse me. On a 2nd and 5 now. One man in the backfield, two to his right. He'll give it off to Sumter. And he'll get it back to the line of scrimmage and not much further. They give him about 2 yards on the carry to make it 3rd and 3.
Third down and 3.
Blue Devils still looking for their first score of the game as time is winding down. Just over a minute to play here in the 2nd quarter. And they'll rush for it, trying to get the first down. Coaches are saying they have it on the Blue Devils side. And they do. They will give him the first down as time is winding down. Just 52s left to play. Make it 50 now. The Blue Devils trying to get into field goal range before time expires. They will receive the second half kickoff. Markey, he's going to fire a deep shot, and it is incomplete and nearly intercepted. David Macon breaking up the pass in what would have been a huge play to Tyler Roberts to put them in field goal range, if not try for the touchdown. Great effort there by David Macon, excuse me. And it'll be 2nd and 10 now. It does stop the clock, so it's the only upside to this. You have to imagine they'll start taking their strikes down the field. Empty backfield now, 5 wide out set. Markey takes a snap. He fires over the middle and is tipped and incomplete. And it's Macon again, making his presence felt with the tackle, breaking up the pass. And he's been all over the place on this drive, stopping two would have been big plays for the Blue Devils to try and advance the offense. Instead, it's 3rd and 10 with just over 30 seconds left to play. Trying to at least make it a 4-point game before halftime. Markey, he's going to hand it off. Sumter up the middle, breaking tackles, able to get the first down. And they're going to have to hurry now. No timeouts left on the clock. They're going to have to sprint. Excuse me, they will take a timeout. They did have some remaining. But a great job by Sumter getting 11 on the carry. So not out of the woods quite yet. Blue Devils still trying to get on the board before time expires. As the offense talks things over before taking the field one last time, we'll take a quick break aside. When we come back, we'll have the last bit of action for you here on the Sports Fanbase Network. And welcome back into the Sports Fanbase Network. Blue Devils trying to make it at least a 4-point game before halftime. A great yard rush there by Jaden Sumter before the break. An 11-yard carry to keep the drive alive. It is now 1st and 10 from the 49-yard line. They've only been across midfield one time, and it was quickly negated by penalties, so unknown waters for them as Sumter bowls up the middle, and he's going to pick up around 9 on the carry. And another timeout will be taken by the Blue Devils. Great rush there by Sumter. It looked like the Panthers had him where they wanted to, but some huge runs by Sumter to keep this drive alive. It is now 2nd and 1 from around the 42-yard line. "16 seconds left here in the first half, so no timeouts left for the Blue Devils after this, so you have to imagine they'll take their shots, try and at least get in field goal range, if not go for the touchdown before time expires. Meanwhile, Cheltenham has been solid in keeping them shut out so far in this game. This is their first drive with more than 2 plays on their own side of the field, so they've held them down for this long. We'll see if they can keep the clamps on them as we move into the second half, but as the offense retakes the field. And so far in this game, Sumter and Roberts, the wide receiver and running back duo, have been the stars of the show. Been responsible for most of the offense for the Blue Devils. And both are in the game right now as Markey talking things over with his coaching staff. 2nd and 1 now. With the pass, he's going to throw over the middle, and it is incomplete. No flag on the play. And that time the pass was broken up by Jordan Lilly and Tymere Jordan. A great job to shut down Julian McFadden, who was the intended receiver. It'll be 3rd and 1. 10 seconds on the clock. One man in the backfield, 4 wide out set. Markey's still talking things over. Takes the snap, throws to Roberts, who gets away from the tackler. Roberts is over the middle, and he's still going. Roberts is going to try for the home run. And instead, the clock, 1 second left on the clock. The Blue Devils had one more timeout, and a great job by Roberts. That will all but put them in field goal range. But the offense, they're still talking things over. They might want to try to go for the home run here to make it an even game before halftime. Now, the Blue Devils do receive the second half kickoff. They won the coin toss to start the game, but they chose to defer. And that decision looks like it might pay off for them, as they might be able to come away with a score here and start off with the ball in the second half. And the Blue Devils offense is still talking things over. It'll be an interesting decision to see what they choose to do. Some would say just take the points. You know, you finally get in the red zone here. There's 1 second on the clock. No points have been scored so far. Let's just get on the board. We have the second half kickoff on our side here. It's not like the Panthers will get the ball to start off. And it looks like they will indeed be going for with 1 second to play. as the officials are waiting for the scoreboard to get reset. And they have their own clock on the field, so they will be going off of that. Markey. He takes the snap. He's looking, fires to the end zone, and it is incomplete. No flag on the play.
And that will bring an end to
the second half. A great defensive stop there by the Panthers to keep the Blue Devils off the board. It is 7-0 here after one half. When we come back, we'll have the second half action for you here. The Blue Devils will be receiving the kickoff. It's the Blue Devils versus the Panthers here on the Sports Fanbase Network.
Reminder, ladies and gentlemen, concession stand.
Hello, people. I'm going to tell you about my bad day. And it wasn't just a bad day. It was a terrible, horrible, no good, very bad day. One day, I walked on my lap and I heard a loud bang, a boom. I turned around, I went back into the lab, and everything was gone. It was destroyed. Glass shattered everywhere in a big meteor. And I was so distraught. Everything just went down the drain. That's the story of my bad day. Murphy's Law, a supposed law of nature to the effect of anything that can go on will go on.
Ladies and gentlemen, here are some of the halftime stats. First, for the visiting Springside Chestnut Hill Blue Devils, they've run a total of 32 plays for 156 yards, 18 carries for 84 yards. Leading rusher for Springside Chestnut Hill is the quarterback Tommy Markey, 5 carries for 36 yards. Jaden Sumter, 9 carries for 34 yards. Tommy Markey, 7 of 14 passing for 72 yards, 4 completions to Tyler Roberts for 46, 2 completions to Jaden Sumter for 15, and a completion to Tommy Andrews for 11. For the Panthers, they have run 25 plays for 54 yards and a touchdown, 16 carries, 39 yards on the ground, and a touchdown for the Panthers. Leading rusher is Jamal Banks, 7 carries, 41 yards, and a touchdown. TJ Taylor is 2 of 9 for 15 yards. He has a completion to Zaire Williams for 6, and he has a completion to Julian Arthur for 9.
Panthers and the Springside Chestnut Hill Blue Devils.
Number 16, Josh Brady.
Blue Devils won the toss at the beginning of the game. They deferred, so now they will be receiving the second half kickoff, down 7-0 against the Panthers. And Grady gets the kick away. And it will bounce out of bounds around the 24-yard line. The flag is thrown for the ball bouncing out of bounds. So a little bit of extra yardage there to get the Blue Devils off to a promising start. quick little recap here from some stats from the first half. Tommy Markey was 7 of 14. Excuse me. Yes, 7 of 14 for 72 yards.
Springside Chestnut Hill will start first down 10 at the 40-yard line.
Leading the way in the rushing category was Sumter. He had an impressive start to the day. Had some minus yards had some minus carries, but still had some big plays that got them in scoring position to end the second quarter. Unfortunately, just couldn't come away with anything. And it'll be 1st and 10 from the 40-yard line. Three wideouts to the left, one man in the backfield. Woods in motion. Roberts is in motion. Hands it up over the middle. Good for around a 4-yard carry. That time it was Elio Colavita. He was one of the primary ball carriers to start off the game, but since then, Sumter had kind of taken the role, but he is back on the field as the lead, as of the rushing back again. And Sumter quickly comes in for Colavita. He returns to the bench. It'll be 2nd and 6. Hands it off to Sumter, who bulldozes his way up through the middle. Still fighting for it. And the play is going to be blown dead. Give him about 3 to 2 yards on the carry. 2-yard pickup to make it a 2nd and 3rd and 4 for the Blue Devils.
2 yards on the play, 3rd down and 4.
Tries to run on the outside, and he will get. He's still going. Sumter finally brought down. He looked like he was about to go all the way. Instead, he will be brought down by Corey Wyatt, who made a huge tackle there to bring down Sumter. And that will be a 15-yard carry for Sumter, making his presence felt early. Blue Devils trying to capitalize on the momentum they had to finish off the second quarter. Markey, he's going to fire it deep down the right sideline, and it is caught! And Tyler Roberts making the catch in single coverage to put him close to the 2-yard line. What a throw by Markey, and what a catch by Roberts. And the Blue Devils quick to hurry it off. Sumter rushes up the middle, but he's quickly stopped. Keon Wright leading the way for the Panthers. And this is unfamiliar territory for the Blue Devils in this one. They had not been in the red zone this entire game. They were just outside it to finish off their drive at the end of this first half. They just couldn't capitalize. Now they're banging on the doorstep of a tie here in this one as an empty backfield now. Excuse me, there is a runner in the backfield now. It's Sumter. Markey's going to pass this time. Throws to Roberts. It's incomplete, but a flag. And this one is a clear pass interference. And it looks like it will be on McLeod, who was draped all over Roberts on the pass. And it will indeed to bring them up to the 1-yard line. It'll be 2nd and goal from the 1 now.
Half the distance to the goal.
Half distance to the goal now on the penalty to put them right on the 1-yard line. Jaden Sumter, who's done some damage, you have to imagine they go to him with this one. And they will. He loses the ball. Some flags are thrown. The Panthers are saying they have it.
Springside Chestnut Hill has recovered the fumble.
And instead, Springside will fall on the ball just in the nick of time. And it looked like that was Grant Guzik who fell on the ball just in time. A great job to force the fumble by the defense to push them back towards the 5-yard line. And that would have been a huge play, another goal line stand, so to speak, after the pass breakup to end the first half. Instead, it will be 2nd and 3rd and goal now. Fires, and it's complete over the middle, trying to stop it, and instead he dives into the end zone. It is a touchdown. Danny Reagan, a great pass from Markey, dives into the end zone to make it an extra point away from tying this game up. And the Blue Devils taking full advantage of the momentum that they had to end the first half. And what would have been crazy is that had they just taken the field goal at the end, they would have been up now by 9-7 with a chance to make it a 3-point game. Instead, they'll come on for the extra point to try and tie things up. Bad snap here, and it is no good on the kick, just sails just wide right. It was a bad snap, so instead of being a tied game, it will be 7-6. And a miscue there, the 3rd miscue on special teams we've seen from the Blue Devils. We saw the bad punt, the low kick, and now the bad snap to mess up the extra point attempt in what would have been a tie ball game now. Instead, Cheltenham holding on to a 1-point lead now with just 9 to play in the 3rd quarter. We'll take a quick step aside as the punt teams are heading on. And we're back here. A 7-6 ball game. The Panthers leading by 1 against the Springside Chestnut Hill Blue Devils. As McDivitt will kick it away. Kick will land it around the 20-yard line. This time it's Zaire Williams who finds a hole and gets up to the 40-yard line. Finally brought down by Aaron Clark, the defensive back, playing on special teams there. But a good job, 20 yards there on the kick return to set up shop at the 40-yard line. And the student section is lively now. They were a little quiet in the first half now, but are getting some momentum now as their offense sets to take the field for their first drive of the second half. TJ Taylor in at quarterback. He was just 2 for 9 in the first half for just 15 yards. Hands it up over the middle. Still fighting for some yardage. And Salud is still pushing his way forward. And he's going to fall just short of a first down. But he was draped by defenders the whole way and able to pick up around 8 yards on the carry.
2nd down and 2.
It'll be 2nd and 2 from the 48. Taylor going right back to Salud, fights his way up the middle. Able to get enough for the first down and cross midfield in the process.
Picked up about 3 yards and Panther first down.
In Cheltenham, they had a promising second drive, which led to their only touchdown of the game. But since then, 3-and-outs and punts and mistakes have been the story as Salud tries to fight his way to the outside. Instead, he's going to get swallowed up around the line of scrimmage. For no gain on the play, it will be 2nd and 10.
2nd down and 10.
And 2 runs combined on the last, or 10 yards on the last 2 runs. Instead, he's going to get bottled up at the line of scrimmage. Takes the handoff, blocked by Salud, and he's going to be sacked. TJ Taylor kept it himself. Instead, he finds Finn Whittle lunging on top of him for the 2nd sack of the game for the Blue Devils. So instead of being a manageable 2 and 10, it will instead be a 3rd and 15. It looked like it was a bit of a miscue there between Taylor and Salute. He wasn't expecting to be a blocker in that sense. And by the time he realized it too late, Whittle came off the right side and just jumped right on top of Taylor. 3rd and 15. 1 man in the backfield. 3 wideouts to the left, 1 to the right. Taylor now in the gun. He's going to take a shot deep down the field, and it is going to be out of bounds and incomplete. It was intended for Laquan Sanford. Instead, the ball's going to hit the yellow tent, and Sanford running into the bench, knocking it over as he stumbles out of bounds. It's going to be a 4th and 15. And a great job to respond there by the Blue Devils. They had the touchdown on the last drive and now get a quick stop. Just over 6 minutes to play here in the third quarter, as the Panthers will be forced to punt it away once again.
Josh Grady is on the punt for the Panthers.
Josh Grady in on the punt this time. He's had a busy night so far. Able to get the low snap away, bounces it all the way down to the 25, and it's going to be Tyler Roberts on the carry, and he fights his way all the way up to the 45-yard line. 20-yard return there for Roberts. But a good job by Josh Grady to handle the low snap and get the punt away. It's 7-6 here. Panthers still leading by 1, but the Blue Devils hot on their trail. We'll come back after this short break here on the Sports Fanbase Network. And welcome back in here to the Sports Fanbase Network. Blue Devils set for their second drive here in the third quarter after the touchdown drive that opened up the first half. A quick stop by their defense led to this possession here. It is 1st and 10 from the 45-yard line. Tommy Markey in the gun. He's going to keep it himself. He's going to rush forward. And is brought down. Tackled on the play by Trey McLeod, normally the running back for the team, but he's had some snaps in at defensive back and at linebacker. He throws him to the ground, prevent him from advancing any further. Give him 3 on the carry. It will be 2nd and 7 from the 48. Extra blocker run on this play. Takes the handoff. Roberts has it now and is quickly brought down. Good anticipation there by Justice Sanders. Sanders on the season, 2 forced fumbles, an interception, and 7 passes deflected. Sort of a Swiss Army knife on the team, and he is making his presence felt in the middle there. Able to stop him from getting any further. It'll be a 1-yard catch by Roberts, who had the big play earlier to set them up for scoring position. It'll be 3rd and 6 now. Hands it off to Sumter. Sumter fights his way forward. And will it be enough for a first down? It looks a little close. Instead, it'll be a 4th and 2. Not quite enough. Instead, the offense is going to stay out on the field and try it for the 4th down. And nearly jumping off sides by the Panthers. No flag was thrown. That time, Naheem Williams nearly jumped offside. Some motion from the defense. No flags thrown just yet. As Markey takes the snap, he hands it off to Sumter. Sumter pulls his way forward, and he's going to pick up the first down and then some, all the way up to the 40-yard line. Give him 8 on the carry.
That strength makes the stop 40. Pick up 7 yards.
And it will be 1st and 10 from the 40 now. The Blue Devils offense had been silent for most of the night, but they are now on the move. And Colavada now in the backfield in place of Sumter, and he's going to get the handoff right away, but he's not going to get much. Trey McLeod in there to make the tackle. And it looks like it will be a loss of around 1. Or excuse me, no gain on the play instead. Great anticipation there by McLeod. He saw he was going right at the middle. He had the lane, but McLeod able to shuffle in just in time to prevent it from going any worse. So instead, it'll be 2nd and 10. Markey now, empty backfield now, has to fling it up. He wants to take his shot, and it is incomplete. Intended for Ron Brown there on the target. Nearly got it to him, but fell down as he was trying to catch it. Great job on the coverage there by Fahim Barnes. Strong safety, able to prevent another big passing play from Markey. 3rd and 10 now for the Blue Devils. And just when it seemed like the Blue Devils were starting to get some momentum, the defense of the Panthers is responding in kind. A chance to stop them here and force a potential punt. Markey now, one man in the backfield, motion from Reagan. Markey's going to take the snap. He has to get rid of it. And it is dropped by Colavada. No pass protection there as Markey was forced to just fling it up and try to get it away to avoid the sack. It'll be 4th and 10, and on comes the punt team. And even if Colavada had been able to make the catch, he wouldn't have gotten much yardage out of it. He was behind the line of scrimmage, defenders about to swarm him. And the punt team will not come out. Instead, they'll try to go for it. Cheltenham taking a quick timeout to talk things over to prevent them from striking too fast. And they were nearly caught off guard with that play, as it looked like the defense was preparing for the punt team to come out. And instead, the offense came back on real quick to try a quick play and catch them off guard. And the Panthers forced to use up one of their timeouts in the process. And after that, it'll be interesting to see what the Blue Devils choose to do if they decide to go for this one, because initially it looked like they were just trying to get them off sides real quick. And instead, that plan backfired as they were able to call out a timeout in time. As the whistles blow, the offense gets back onto the field. And they are indeed going for it. Markey leading the charge out. Interesting decision to go for it on 4th down. Still early, late in the 3rd quarter now, but only down by 1. Interesting play call here. As Markey takes the snap. Good pass action, has all day to throw. Throws to Roberts, and it is nearly intercepted.
The double coverage intended for Tyler Roberts.
Arthur had a hand on it, just couldn't haul it in. And a turnover on downs for the Blue Devils as the Panthers now take over. Great defensive stop. They were on the march, but 3 straight incompletions force a turnover on downs, and the Panthers take over once again. And what a way to respond. It looks like the Blue Devils were about to go on another touchdown drive and potentially take the lead for the first time here tonight. Instead, the Panthers responding in kind. Mix up the middle. Salute still running. Tries to get out. He fumbles the ball. And able to land on top of it this time. Salute nearly loses the fumble, but Jabri Porter, the left guard, jumping on top of it at the last second to save the play. So there will be no turnover. That would have been a huge change in momentum for the Blue Devils after losing turnover on downs. Hands it off to Salute again, fighting his way forward, still going, gets to the outside. He's able to pick up the first down and a couple more. give him an 8-yard carry on that one.
Up to the Springside Chestnut Hill 47-yard line. Pick up at 9.
And going back to that fumble that Salute had, it would have been a near disaster for the Panthers to lose the ball, turn over the ball on your side of the field after your defense came up with that strong stop. But credit Japri Porter, knowing his instincts, found the ball and knew what to do, jumping on top of it at the last second before the Blue Devil defense could react. Taylor now hands it off to Salute once again, and he's not going to get much, maybe 1 yard on the carry.
Polavita makes the stop for Springside Chestnut Hill.
And Salute will switch out. Jamal Banks back in the game. Banks had a pretty productive season so far. 145 yards on the ground before this game, averaging 8 yards a carry with 3 touchdowns on the year so far. Hands it off. Banks trying to get to the outside. He will get some yardage and plenty more bulldozing people as he flies his way forward. But some flags are thrown on the play, and it looks like it's going back the other way. We'll see what the officials have to say. It might have been a holding call against the offensive line. And it will be a holding call on the offensive line. So take that positive yardage and move them back. And Banks had some daylight. It's a great effort by him. Diving into people and pushing people out of his way to try and fight for the yardage. Instead, it will back the Panthers up all the way to the 40-yard line. So make it a 2nd and 22. Huge loss of yardage there from the penalty as they hand it off up the middle. Fighting his way forward is McLeod. He's still going. Gets to the outside. He's still fighting his way forward. Almost gets the first down, but steps out of bounds just before that. Out of bounds at around the 45-yard line, so not quite enough, but able to make it a much more manageable 3rd and 7 as opposed to a 3rd and 20. And McLeod, who had the big run, is now sitting down at the 3-yard line, hugging his ankle. The coaching staff coming out to inspect him. While they take a look at him, we'll step aside for a quick break. And we're back here on SFBN between the Cheltenham Panthers and the Springside Chestnut Hill Blue Devils, excuse me. As the play is right in the middle of it. As this time, Zaire Williams will fight his way forward, but flags were thrown on the play. And pardon the mispronunciation, it's the Springside Chestnut Hill Blue Devils. Stumbled a little bit as we were in the middle of a play. Apologies for that, but it will be a penalty against Cheltenham again. That is another penalty, the second one of the drive. And it will back them up once again. Yes, it will. And it looked to be another holding call was enforced, so that'll be another 10-yard penalty. They are able to get rid of some of that negative yardage by the run from Trey McLeod, but getting negated almost instantly and right back to where they started around their own 45. 3rd and 18. 2 running backs now set. Taylor's going to take a shot deep down the left sideline, and it is nearly, it would have been a touchdown. Instead, Arthur couldn't hang on, and it was in his hands, bobbled in and out, and it is incomplete. And Arthur had nothing but green grass in front of him. He hauls that in. It's a completely different ball game. Instead, the Panthers will be forced to punt.
Josh Grady is on the punt for the Panthers.
And Grady continues his busy workload tonight as the punter and the kicker for the team, dealing with a lot of punts. Gets it off just in the nick of time. Roberts in now to receive the punt. He'll call for the fair catch. And a good decision there, as they were Panthers about to swarm in the process. And it will be 1st and 10 from around the 23-yard line. We'll take a quick break and step aside while the offense gets a chance to talk things over. Panthers holding on to a 1-point lead, but the Blue Devils seeking to change that here on SFBN. And we're back here on SFBN. The Blue Devils now with the ball for the 3rd time here in the second half. They had the fumble or the turnover on downs on their last drive. So trying to change the scenario here. With 21 seconds here in the 3rd quarter, they'll hand it off up the middle to Sumter. Not going to get much on this one, maybe a yard on the play. Instead, they'll call it no gain.
No gain on the play, 2nd down and 10.
And they might just let this clock tick down. Instead, a whistle is blown. Instead, time has expired in the process. So after the 3rd quarter, 7-6. Blue Devils finally on the board, but the missed extra point leaves them behind in this one. Panthers trying to recover that strong start on offense that they had to start the game. Still searching for their 2nd score of the game to try and put this one away. With only 12 minutes left to play, we'll step aside one more time here. We still have plenty more action for you to come here on the Sports Fanbase Network. And welcome back to the Sports Fanbase Network. The Blue Devils are driving. It is 2nd and 10 from their own 23-yard line. Still looking for their first lead of the game after finally getting on the board in the 3rd quarter. Takes the handoff, gets it outside. And that time it was Julian McFadden. We'll call it a 2-yard gain on the play. On the quick pass there, he faked the handoff to Sumter. Markey did. Instead, it'll be 3rd and 7 now from the 25.
Third down for Springside Chestnut Hill.
As Markey awaits the snap, he gets it. He's looking to take a shot. The pass is tipped. He's batted down on that one, so the Blue Devils will bring out the punt team. Great job by the defensive line to get the pass deflected there. Markey had some time to throw, just couldn't get the ball high enough over the defensive line.
will bring Tommy Andrews into the game to punt.
Tommy Andrews will now punt. Before this, it was Carlton McDivitt who was handling the punts for the most part. Said they will switch him in for Andrews. And back deep for the Panthers is Salute. And a fake punt now. He's trying to get it away. And he's not going to get much on that one. The rush got to him, but he was able to scamper away, but there was just no clear lane to punt. Just forced to kick it as far as he could, and he could only get about 15 yards on that one. So the Panthers will have another chance to take advantage of a special teams miscue here. That was what led to their score the last time when they first scored their touchdown. They took advantage of a bad punt. It was only around 15 to 20 yards, and it set up shop inside there on the opposing side of the field. So they have a chance here to make it a two-score game with around 11 to play. As TJ Taylor now back in. Three runners in the backfield with him, only one wide out to the left. He's going to hand it up the middle and loses the football. Blue Devils say they have it. And they do. Do they? The officials are waiting for the call. And they do have it. That time on the fumble, Trey McLeod lost the ball. And a golden opportunity for the Panthers will go for naught. But a great job by the Blue Devils. Had the miscue with the punt, but now have a chance to get the ball back. As they talk things over, it looks like there is a player down on the field, so we'll take a quick step aside while they take a look at him. And we're back here on the Sports Fanbase Network.
First down and 10.
The forced fumble by the Blue Devils defense allowed their offense to get back on the field as Sumter's going to fight his way forward for maybe about 2 yards on that carry. But the fumble was by, going back to that fumble from the Cheltenham offense, it was Trey McLeod who lost the ball. And the Blue Devils were quick to recover it. To get into field goal range, they'll have to go about 45 to 50 yards on the play. For a touchdown, they're going to have to go 60 yards on this drive to try and take the first lead of the game. Sumter on the outside rushes forward. He's tackled as he's pushed out of bounds. But he's going to get just enough, not quite. Instead, they will give him the first down. It looked a little close, but the officials will rule that it was just enough across the 50-yard line to warrant a first down. First and 10 from midfield. Markey now talking things over with his coaches. 9:47 left to play. Markey hands it off to Sumter. Once again, Sumter fighting his way forward, getting about 5 yards on the carry there. Sumter has been the focal point of this offense. He led the team in rushing in the first half. And is being a very potent threat once again here in the final minutes of the game. Markey awaiting the snap. 4 wideouts set. 3 to his left, 1 to his right. Sumter in the backfield. Gives it to Sumter once again. He's not going to get much, though, as the Panthers were quick to respond. Leading the way was Naheem Williams. 6'4", 240 defensive tackle. So far this season, 1 sack, 1 fumble, and a fumble recovery with 25 solo tackles. Pretty impressive considering we're only 3 games into the season now for the Panthers. Will be 4 after this one, trying to look for their 2nd win of the season. Giving it to Sumter once again. Gets his way forward. He finds the lane. He's still going. Gets across. Gets a first down. And a lot more. He's still going. Out of 20. And he is pushed out of bounds at around the 15, but a flag is thrown. And it looks like it will be against the Panthers. And after getting bottled up on the last play, rattles off a 30-yard run to put them just outside the red zone, but the flag might be able to put them in the red zone. And it was an unsportsmanlike conduct, and it will be against Cheltenham. And it looks like they are placing the ball at around the 5-yard line. So it will be 1st and goal. 2nd time they are in the red zone. So far they're 1 for 1. With a chance to take the lead. Down by 1. 3 wideouts set. An extra blocker in. Colavita now in for Sumter. Offside, and it looks like it will be an offsides penalty. There was some movement there on the left side of the line. And it will be. And that's going to back them up to around the 15. So after being in the red zone, 1 quick penalty, and all of a sudden they have to go 15 more yards to get their touchdown. Still in field goal range if they want to try it, but after the extra point missed on their last touchdown drive, you have to wonder if they're just going to go for it. Instead, Colavita now on the outside looking for the hole. He can't find it. The Panthers are quick to meet him at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. Interesting decision by the coaching staff to pull Sumter out after he rattled off 2 huge runs to get them into the scoring position they're in. He has been their most lethal offensive weapons alongside Tyler Roberts. Sumter's now back in the game. As the Blue Devil coaches are talking things over with their players. Time winding down now. Just over 7 to play here in the final quarter of action. Markey now. 3 wideouts, 2 to his right. Fakes the handoff. He's going to fire to the end zone, and it looks like it was intercepted. And it was David McCoon with the interception. What a play by David McCoon. They call him Magic for a reason, ladies and gentlemen. That's his 2nd pick of the year. Coming up huge. So after the fumble by the Cheltenham offense, the defense says, I'm going to give you this favor. I'm going to get this pick and give you a chance to put this game away. What a play. Spinning around, getting in front of the receiver. And Markey, he wanted Roberts on that one. And that is the first interception of the game for either squad. And it will go to Magic. 7:09 left to play here in the 4th quarter now, as the Panthers will try to put things away. They hand it up the middle. Fighting his way forward. He'll maybe get around 2 yards on that carry. That time it was Salute.
23, second down and 7.
And the Panthers, you have to imagine, with the way their defense has come up clutch in big moments, you have to wonder if their offense is just content with running the clock down as much as they can. A whistle is blown. And a timeout is called by the Blue Devils. So while the offense and the defense take a chance to talk things over with their coaching staff, we'll step aside. David Magic Macon coming up with a huge interception to keep the Blue Devils out of the end zone. 7-6 here. Panthers leading by 1 with just over 6 to play here on the Sports Fanbase Network. And welcome back into the Sports Fanbase Network. Panthers leading by 1, and they are on the march trying to put this game away. It is Taylor, no wideouts now. Multiple blockers in now, trying to fight his way forward. And he can't find much on that carry. That time it was Leachy Weech on the carry. And they will give him 1 yard to make it a manageable 3rd and 6. But the Blue Devils defense, they seem to have gotten even better as the game has worn on in this one. Haven't allowed a touchdown since the second drive of the game for the Panthers. They've really stepped up in a big way. No points allowed since, and have really shut down the passing offense and have limited the rushing attack. And up the middle, a flag is thrown though. And it looks like this one might be coming back. Still waiting for a ruling as the officials talk it over. And it was a holding against the Panthers. And they'll back them up. And what was a 3rd and 6 will now be a 3rd and 16. Only one wideout set at the moment. Excuse me, 2. 2 extra blockers now in place. Taylor gonna throw it. It's batted down. Colavita nearly had a pick there, and it would have been a pick 6 if he was able to hold it on, able to bat down the fly ball and forcing the turnover, or not the turnover, excuse me, forcing the punt team to come out. But a great defensive effort, giving his team life with just around 5 to play. Josh Grady will now come back out onto the field. And outside of the touchdown drive, outside of the touchdown drive and the fumble, every one of their drives has ended with a punt, so he's had a busy night. Gets the ball away, gets it just across midfield, and the ball is dropped! But the Blue Devils are able to hang on to it.
Recovered by the Blue Devils.
Donovan Aguirre had the tackle that forced the ball loose. But a great effort there by the Devils to hang on to the loose ball. If they're not a step quicker, then Mikkel Smallwood would have been in there to recover the fumble and put his team back on his offense back on the field. Instead, around the 51-yard line, the Blue Devils take over, looking to take their first lead of the game. And a timeout called by the Panthers. As they talk things over, we'll take another quick break aside. When we come back, fourth quarter action and a whole lot more here on the Sports Fanbase Network. And welcome back to the fourth quarter action here on the Sports Fanbase Network. It's the Blue Devils. They're marching. Near disaster on special teams as the Panthers were able to force a fumble. But the Blue Devils special team was able to fall on top of it and prevent a disaster. Markey pitches it outside to Sumter. Sumter's got some room. Able to pick up around 5 on that carry. It looked like Markey was going to keep it himself. Instead, sees an open man, pitches it to the outside. Sumter able to make up for the miscue. Give him 5 on the carry. It'll be 2nd and 5 from the 45-yard line. The Blue Devils, that interception. If the Panthers are able to sneak away with a victory, that interception is what's going to be haunted, is what is going to be haunting Tommy Markey. Of course, the pick was by David Magic Macon. Sumter on the carry, loses yardage on it. Leading the charge was Jordan Lilly, coming in from the outside to stop the run. It'll be a loss of around 4 on the carry. So once again, 3rd and 10. And with time winding down, you have to imagine if they don't get it on 3rd down, they'll go for it on 4th down.
3rd down and 10.
3rd and 10. Markey hands it off to Sumter. Sumter fighting his way forward, still going for it, and can't get enough. Give him around 7 on that carry. Not enough for the 1st down. And you have to imagine the conversation for going on 4th down is occurring at this moment. Time winding down. And indeed, the Blue Devils are going for it. The crowd is on their feet on both sides of the field. Markey talking things over with his team. It'll be a 3rd and 6 rather, instead of a 4th and 6, excuse me. Takes the snap. Markey, he's going to fire, and it is nearly intercepted, but it is incomplete. And the Panthers will take over. The intended target was Tommy Andrews. Haven't been able to establish too much of a connection with him today. And it is a turnover on downs. The Panthers will get the ball back with 2:46 left to play in this one. As the Panthers take the field again, that is the 2nd time they have failed to convert on 4th down. That is, the Blue Devils have failed to convert on 4th down. As TJ Taylor and his offense take the field one more time. That play's blown up. There's nowhere else to go. Zaire Williams finding an open lane, gets to the outside, still going for it, spins, and finally is brought down. That was nearly a disaster, nearly swallowed up in the backfield, but spins around and finds the lane to pick up 10. What a play by Zaire Williams. As the clock continues to tick down, just over 2 to play. Panthers see victory in their sights, just trying to put this one away. Awaiting the snap, TJ Taylor. It's been a struggle for him tonight, but only 1:50 left to play. And they have victory in their sights, waiting the snap. Takes a snap, hands it off. Zaire Williams, nowhere to go on that one, swallowed up. Colavita and Reagan leading the charge to prevent any further damage, and it'll be a loss of 2 on the play.
Loss of 2 yards on the play.
And the Blue Devils will call one final timeout. 1:20 to play. Interesting to wait as long as they did to call a timeout. The Panthers nearly killed nearly a minute of clock by just waiting it out. And the story of this game has been the defense for both sides, both only allowing a touchdown, and the main difference in this one has been the missed extra point. Otherwise, we have a tied ball game and probably see a little bit more hurry from the Panthers in an effort to try and score with time winding down. Instead, trying to just run this clock down as much as they can. Don't be careless with the ball. But going back to that defense, I mean, what else can you say? Cheltenham responded in kind, letting up the touchdown on the opening drive in the third quarter, but after that, nothing for the Blue Devils. Obviously, the standout play was the pick by Magic Macon. His nickname is Magic, first name David. Haven't heard anyone go by the name of nickname Magic since Magic Johnson, but hey, he's showing that tonight with that pick that all but sealed this one. Just a minute and 20 now as the Panthers are talking things over with the coaching staff.
Guys, do it before, okay? We'll see. We'll try and enjoy it. 1 second.
As they're awaiting a quick change from the score clock. And the student section is feeling the excitement here tonight. You know, sometimes you don't need a high-flying offense to win. Sometimes the defense is the star of the show, and it certainly was here tonight. Taylor hands it off. Up the middle he goes. This time it's Salud, fighting his way forward. Picking up around 4 on the carry.
Welton, the ball carrier for the Panthers.
And they will spot it at around the 40.
5-yard pickup to the 44-yard line.
44-yard line, so it will be a 3rd and 8. The timeout was called on the field.
Timeout by Springside Chestnut Hill.
And Chestnut Hill still has a chance. Still has a chance in this one. If they are able to get a stop quickly, they could force it one more time out and try and see if they either punt or if they stop them on 4th down to be a turnover on downs and would have a chance to go down the field and try a quick score, either a field goal or a touchdown. But to get there, they're going to have to get a stop here. It's TJ Taylor now. No wideouts on this one, just a multiple tight ends set in this formation. 2 men in the backfield. And if you had any questions on what kind of play they're running, I have to break it to you. They're probably going to be running the football on this one, and indeed they do. Up the middle, Salou goes, trips as he falls, and his knee was down on that one. As the clock ticks.
44-yard line.
It was 120. Yo, 120.
Trying to run this clock down as much as they can. We'll see what they do. It appears they'll just run this clock down as far as they can and then potentially bring on the punt team as opposed to trying to go for it and make it it would be a 4th and 7 if they tried it. Instead, the clock has stopped now. As the coach of Cheltenham and the officials are talking things over, discussing what's going on. It appears some frustration and anger from the coaching staff.
He hiked the ball. It was 120 when we hiked the ball. On 3rd down, it was 120. Yeah, 121 on the clock.
And they will bring out the punt team. Josh Grady entering the game once again. He's had a busy night. And the clock will be set back to 125 officially, and the officials are talking things over with the players, trying to get some communication here. And some confusion from the sidelines as the coaches are saying that the clock should be running after that play. Instead, it remains stagnant and they are forced to punt, so the Panthers not out of the woods just yet. Josh Grady will punt it away. Able to get it off. Ball bounces to around the 11-yard line. So the Devils will have one more chance to take the lead in this game, but to do so they'll have to go either over 60 yards for a field goal or 90 yards for the touchdown. Tony Markey has had some success with some big plays down the field tonight. The first one ending the first half with the big play to Tyler Roberts, and then another one that opened up the scoring for them in the third quarter. Empty backfield now. Rushing plays are no longer an option for them. They don't have the time on the clock. 1:08 now to play. As Markey awaits the snap, he takes it, fires, and it is complete to Reagan, who is met quickly. Leading the charge was Salud, playing in linebacker. And they don't have time. They have to play a hurry-up offense. Markey taking his shot, and he wants it all, and he's not going to get it. No flag on the play. There looked like there was some contact between Tymir Jordan and Julian McFadden. No flag was thrown.
Third down and 4.
It looked like there was a bit of contact. No flag or penalty will be given, and the Blue Devil bench is not happy about it. So it will now be 3rd and 5. McFadden, Sumter in the backfield with him. Gonna fire, and it is complete. It's dropped. It looked like he hung on to it for a second, but unable to hang on through the contact. Reagan unable to hang on. And Macon was hung all over him. Draped all over him, excuse me. And Markey now, last chance here for the Blue Devils. 4th and 5 from their own 22. McFadden, he's going to hand it off to Sumter. He's not going to get it. Where are they going to spot it? And instead they will give it to him. They will give him the first down.
There's no way.
And it looked like he was a yard short, but instead they will spot it and give him enough for the first down to keep this drive alive.
5-yard pickup to the 20.
They will give him a gain of 5 on that rush.
Gives Springside Chestnut Hill a first down.
As the drive stays alive, but officials are talking things over. There's some confusion among some of the players, but the ball about to be snapped. It'll be 1st and 10 Flag is thrown, though, before the snap.
Flag on the play. False start penalty against.
And it will be a false start against the Blue Devils, negating the 10 yards that they needed to get to keep their drive alive on the last one. Instead, they'll need to go 20 yards for the first down now. Markey throws it. It's nearly intercepted. Tymier Jordan diving in front of the ball, trying to get a hand on it. Too low for him. It is incomplete. So crisis averted for the Devils, but it is now 2nd and 20. Still fighting in this one. They have to go over 80 yards to get the touchdown. To get to field goal range inside the 20, have to go around 60 to 70 yards. Markey now tips it to Sumter. Sumter with block out in front. Met quickly, though, by Saloon. Zaheem Saloon making the tackle. So instead of a big gain, it will be only around 5 yards. It'll be around 3rd and 10. And that's it. The time runs down. Saloon making the game-winning tackle. And this one is over. Cheltenham comes away with a 7-6 gritty victory over the Springside Chestnut Hill Blue Devils. As the players rush the field, the crowd is on its feet. And coming away, their losing streak is snapped. They will improve to 2-2 on the year. The Panthers will. Meanwhile, for the Blue Devils, they fall to 1-2. Wait, excuse me. The Panthers are coming back onto the field for one more play now, it appears. What is going on? Instead, they'll spike the ball, it looks like. I don't understand it. The whole crowd rushed onto the field. The coaches were celebrating, and the clock had winded down. I'm not sure what the call was. This might have been the wackiest ending I've ever seen to any game. Spiking the ball again. And the coaches of Cheltenham are not happy with this one. It looked like the game was over, but the refs are saying, no, it's not. Unbelievable. Some refs were saying it was, some were saying nope, they still have time.
They don't have any timeout. Now the referee's giving them a timeout.
And this is quite perplexing indeed with what is going on. It appeared that they didn't have any timeouts left. And the whole crowd is silent, is confused as to what the reasoning is, why the game is still going on. The clock had hit 0. It didn't appear they had any timeouts left. Coaches are confused, players are confused, the crowd is just in awe.
There's like minus 30 seconds left. Just count it down on the field. The game was over 10 minutes ago.
I'm not sure what the decision was. It appears to be 4th down now with everything that has gone on. So one last chance now. Pitch it out. Flips it. Tries to flip it again. Throws over to the quarterback, and the ball is loose. Recovered by Salud. Trying to fight his way forward. He goes down, and that should end it now. I'm positive that should end it, folks. Sorry for the miscommunication. Everyone in the building seemed to think the game was over, including myself. The refs said otherwise, but it didn't matter in the end. Cheltenham is going to come away with the victory. They'll advance to 2-2 on the year, while the Blue Devils do fall to 1-2. Panthers snapping their 2-game losing streak in the process. It was a defensive showdown in this one, highlighted by Keon Wright and David Magic Macon leading the way for the Panthers in this decisive victory. Well, not decisive, but it was an impressive defensive bout to say the least. But thank you so much for joining us here on SFBN. I've been Matt Rainier. Thank you so much for tuning in, and have a wonderful weekend, everyone.
Next week against Upper